All right, today we're diving into a really fascinating and honestly kind of terrifying new world where AI and cybercrime are colliding, and it's all happening right inside your web browser.
So let me just start with a simple question for you. Could a website you totally trust, one that seems perfectly safe when it first loads, suddenly turn on you and try to steal your info? It sounds like something out of a movie, but this is a real problem that's popping up right now.
You see, researchers have just uncovered a completely new kind of cyber attack. And guess what's powering it? The same type of generative AI that, well, pretty much everyone is using these days. This isn't just a small tweak to old tricks. We're talking about a whole new playbook for the bad guys. Okay, so here's the big idea. You go to a web page, right? It looks totally normal. Your security software says you're good to go. But then, just seconds after it's loaded, some hidden instructions on that page use AI to literally build malicious code from scratch, turning that safe page into a phishing trap right then and there. And this is exactly why this thing is such a huge headache for cybersecurity. The attack actually uses trusted AI services. You can't just block them. The bad code is created on the fly, so there's no file, no signature, nothing for your antivirus to find ahead of time. It's a massive leap forward in how web threats work, for sure. So, the big question is, how on earth do they pull this off? Let's actually break down how this attack works step by step, from the hacker's point of view. It's a really clever process that flips a trusted technology right back against us. The best way to think about it is like the website you visit is a sleeper agent. It looks totally harmless, just sitting there, but once you're on the page, it secretly calls its partner, a public AI service like Google Gemini. It then feeds the AI some very tricky instructions that trick it into building a weapon, in this case, malicious code. And that weapon gets activated instantly in your browser to try and grab your data. Yeah, and this diagram from the Palo Alto Networks researchers shows it perfectly. Your own browser makes a call to a website, which then uses a trusted AI to generate some nasty code. That code then gets sent right back to your browser to run. It's this clean, sneaky little loop that's incredibly hard to trace. So you might be wondering, how do they get the AI to do something it's not supposed to do? Well, these AI models have safety features built in, but the attackers get around them using something called prompt engineering. They craft their questions so cleverly, maybe disguising what they want in complicated logic, that they essentially trick the AI into ignoring its own safety rules and spitting out the malicious code they need. You know, all of this brings up a pretty serious thought. If this attack uses services we trust and generates code that's different every single time, could this be the perfect untraceable digital crime? Let's dig into why it's so tough to stop. The key idea here has a fancy name, polymorphism. But don't worry, all it really means is that the code is a master of disguise. Every single time the attack runs, the AI creates a slightly different version of it. The code still does the exact same bad thing, but it looks totally different each time, making it nearly impossible for traditional security software to recognize it. And this side-by-side really makes it clear. Traditional attacks on the left, they use static code, they have patterns we can spot, we know how to block that stuff. But this AI-generated attack on the right, it's dynamic, it has no signature, and it sails right past security filters because it's coming from a trusted AI service that we can't just blacklist. And here's the real kicker. The entire threat is built and launched at what we call runtime. That's the exact moment it's needed, right inside your browser. It never exists as a file on your computer. There's nothing for an antivirus program to scan and find beforehand. By the time the threat even exists, the attack is already in motion.
Okay, that all sounds pretty bleak, I know, but the security world is already working on it. So how do you possibly fight an invisible enemy that builds itself at the last possible second? Well, you have to completely rethink your strategy.
And the experts who actually discovered this threat, they've got a pretty clear recommendation. The solution isn't about looking for bad files anymore. It's about using tools that analyze behavior, what the code is actually doing at that exact moment of execution, right there inside the browser. So the new defensive game plan looks something like this. You stop just scanning for known threats. Instead, you're watching for malicious actions. It's all about analyzing behavior in real time. Is this brand new piece of code suddenly trying to create a fake login form out of thin air? If it is, you block it right then and there.
What this all tells us is that something really fundamental has changed about cybersecurity. The whole game is shifting.
And really, this is the bottom line. For so many years, security was about protecting the network, protecting the files on your computer, but this attack proves that the new, most critical battlefield is right inside your web browser. The fight is happening in that split second when code runs, and our defenses have to be right there waiting for it.
Which, of course, leaves us with one big final question. We're now in a brand new arms race, right? Attackers are using AI to build these ever-changing threats. And the challenge for the cybersecurity world is to use AI and other new tools to build defenses that are just as smart and just as fast. So, can we keep up? Well, I guess only time is going to tell.